Hi everyone. Thank you for joining this speaking session. So my name is Clarisse Geraci. I am product manager at Induces by LeSAF. And today I will introduce you our latest innovation that is Lynside Immunity Prebiotic, and that will give nice opportunities to develop products for personalized micronutrition. So who are we at Induces by LeSAF? We are part of LeSAF Group that is expert on yeast for more than 1 century in France. And we offer ingredients such as active ingredients, nutritional and functional yeast, probiotic, and more recently, prebiotic. So we cover any health issue, wellness and immune health, for digestion and gut health, mobility and joint health, reproduction and women's health, and mood and cognitive health. And for sure, today I will dive into the prebiotic field. So basically, this is our vision. We are proud to have biotransformation and microorganism at the heart of our process and product development for more sustainability, and also to be more aligned with consumer trends for more naturality. So first, before we start and we dive into the product itself, I will give you some data around the prebiotic market, which is actually a really rising and promising market, since it's expected to reach around $15 billion in 2030. And accordingly, the product launches increase with a 25% CAGR between 2017 and 2021. So you can find prebiotic for different health issues, and the top 3 of health benefits targeted is digestion, gut health, and immune health. And you may find prebiotic mainly in food and beverages application, and at a lesser extent in food supplement like tablets, caps, powder, with powder being the most famous application for prebiotic, since you will see, but normally it requires high dosage, so it's easier to put in powder than in caps. But the market actually for prebiotic in caps is rising. Now, regarding consumer awareness around prebiotic, there is an interesting number here from the Global Prebiotic Association. They show that among users of supplements, 81% of them have already heard of prebiotic. And also another interesting number is that 67% of consumers knows that prebiotic can be a solution for their immune health. So now I will go more in the, let's say, scientific part of the presentation, and talking about microbiota and why and how we can take care of it. So you know that as humans, we are host of thousands of bacteria inside and on us, and those bacteria are here to support our health in several functions. For example, they can help to produce vitamins or other molecules. They can help to defend our body against pathogenic bacteria, or they can teach our immune cells, among other functions. So that is in a symbiosis relationship, but you know that this is a fragile equilibrium, and this symbiosis can turn into dysbiosis, meaning that we can have a disruption of our normal microbiota, which will interrupt this symbiotic relationship, meaning loss of diversity in our microbiota, loss of bacterial species, increase of pathogenic invasion, etc. So that's why we need to take care And it's even more fragile with some environmental factors. Hence the importance to take care of this microbiota. And for that, we have different strategies, let's say. So first one, you may all know about probiotics, that are live microorganisms that are either inside us or we can take it as supplement for even more improvement of health benefits. And we also can use prebiotic to feed our probiotic. And by fermenting prebiotic, our good bacteria will thrive, they will develop themselves, and they will also have a higher metabolic activity, meaning that they will produce metabolites. And in that case, I will be speaking specifically about short-chain fatty acid. And what you need to know about short-chain fatty acid, that first they are mainly produced in the colon. So they are produced in the right place together with like 70% of our immune cells in the gut. And among the short-chain fatty acid, you have, for example, butyrate and propionate that will help in the proliferation and differentiation of immune cells. And acetate on its side will play on the pH of the alimentary bolus to protect against pathogenic bacteria invasion. So now let's see how Lynside Immunity Prebiotic is innovative in its field. And talking about prebiotic field, let's talk first about historical prebiotics that are known in the market today. You may have heard of FOS, fructooligosaccharides, GOS, galacto-oligosaccharides, and inulin. What is known about those prebiotics is that they mainly promote the same bacteria species, so namely bifidobacteria and lactobacilli. But what happens if we only have the same prebiotic spectrum? You will always promote the same bacteria. But we want diversity in our microbiota if we want to have health benefit. So meaning we want to have a broader spectrum of prebiotic to promote broader spectrum of bacteria. So this was a first challenge with current prebiotic, how to promote a broader spectrum of bacteria. And second challenge is that happens with historical prebiotics is that they require a high dosage. Like we are talking about several grams. It's like around 5 grams for inulin, for example. And second thing, those prebiotics are mainly fermented only in the first part of the colon, so the proximal colon. And for those two reasons, it will induce side effects. So for example, bloating and flatulencies, so gut discomfort. So second challenge, how to avoid those side effects. So for that, Induces by Le SAF developed Lynside Immunity Prebiotic. This is yeast cell wall of Saccharomyces cerevisiae obtained through our fermentation Le SAF process. It is mainly composed of beta-glucans and mannans, and this is the first patented prebiotic yeast in the market. So now, how we overcome those challenges. So remember, first issue was how to promote a broader spectrum of bacteria. Well, we have a study, and I will dive into the study just after, showing that we are able to promote different types of bacteria, unusually targeted by other prebiotics. And we also have a specific metabolic activity. I will dive into it just after. And second challenge is about the side effects, is that we have show a prebiotic response with a small dosage and in a long-lasting fermentation process all through the colon, which will allow for low gas production. And we even went a step further with Lynside Immunity Prebiotic, as we highlighted a prebiotic response on different donors, on different populations. And for that, we work in partnership with ETH Lab in Zurich. And we use their innovative gut model, the polyfermentor intestinal model, using what we called an enterotype-based approach. So talking about enterotype, you know that we, as humans, we all have our own microbiota composition signature. However, depending on different factors like geographical zone where we live, food consumption habits, lifestyle, etc., we can gather similar profile into groups called enterotypes. And for this study, we had 2 donors from 2 different enterotypes. The first one is from Prevotella enterotypes. And this enterotypes is characterized by the presence of a lot of bacteria from the Prevotellacea family. And those bacteria are known, if you remember the 3 short-chain fatty acids I showed you a bit earlier, they will produce more propionate. And for the second enterotype, the second donor, is from Ruminococcus enterotype. And this one is characterized by the presence of more bacteria from the Lachnospiraceae family. And in that case, those bacteria will produce more, no propionate, but butyrate. So what did we observe? We observed a prebiotic response in the sense that we trigger the promotion of bacteria and also promotes a higher metabolic activity. So we answer to the definition of prebiotic. But what is interesting is that in the first case, for the first enterotype, we saw the promotion of specific bacteria that is from the Prevotellacea family, and that is the family that is correlated specifically to this enterotype, to the donors. And in correlation, we observe a higher production of propionate, as you can see on the graph, which is the short-chain fatty acid that is linked to this bacteria family. And in the second donor, so in the second case, we also saw a prebiotic response, but this time we saw that we promoted another family of bacteria, that is the family in correlation with the donors. Sorry about that, it was not done. And in that case, we saw not anymore the propionate production, but the butyrate production. So with the same ingredient and the same dosage, we saw an adapted response depending on the initial microbiota profile of the donor. And second thing that we saw during the study is, unlike other prebiotics that are mainly and quickly fermented only in the proximal, so in the first part of the colon, we saw that LIP, Lynside Immunity Prebiotic, is fermented all through the colon, so meaning at the proximal and distal colon, which will induce a low gas production. So finally, this is the opportunity to develop products with an innovative prebiotic for different reasons, because we are able to stimulate other fundamental bacteria species to change from other prebiotic that stimulates only bifidobacteria and lactobacilli. We saw that we have an adapted prebiotic response on different, let's say, population, different enterotype, whereas other prebiotic will always stimulate the same bacteria for every individual. We show a prebiotic response with a small dosage that is 500 milligrams once or twice per day, compared to around 5 grams for inulin, for example. We saw a long-lasting fermentation scenario. And because of the 2 last points, it will induce a low gas production, avoiding potential side effects that we have, like bloating and flatulencies for the prebiotic. Thank you. This is all for me. So maybe we have some time for questions. Otherwise, I will also be at our booth 4652, 4652. if you want to join, I'll be welcoming you. Thank you.